for 1 day or 2 days, because y'all gonna prepare the day before, right?
Yes,
We're going to
two-
prepare the
2 days
evening
before,
before.
2 days.
So it's still 2 days because they prepare?
Yes, we're gonna give, if the council agrees, we'll do the Friday the 4th and Saturday the 5th, is that right? Yes.
Is there a recommendation from the Rotary Club? Oh, how much what kind of reduction are you looking for?
We'd like to be able to use it, fee waived if possible, but if not, we'll try to figure something out in Monday.
Council, let's discuss and consider, what is your recommendation?
I would, I'll donate 300, that way the city doesn't have to. If anyone else wants to join.
Okay.
It goes back to the kids.
It does.
Walking, that
It
day
does.
stuff.
So we'll go ahead and, the council, whoever wants to chip in with me, will pay for it, that way the city doesn't have to do anything.
Okay, that is awesome. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Council.
so much.
God
Really
bless you guys.
appreciate that.
That is powerful.
Thank you
Okay,
so
with
much.
that,
So I guess,
we're gonna change.
after the meeting,
We'll get together, yes, after the meeting, we'll get together and sign up. We're gonna need $700.
You can just give me $700 cash.
This is on film, so we're gonna ask for a receipt. Okay? Okay, council, to move forward with this, we have a motion and a second to discuss and consider. The item is the council is going to provide the fees for this. With that being the case, we've got a motion and a second. Everybody agree with that? Okay, and then I'll go for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, council. Thank you very much for that. All right, item 8B, discuss and consider interlocal agreement between the Frio County, Dilley ISD, Pearsall ISD, the city of Dilley, and the city of Pearsall for the EMS service. It's an ambulance service. I need a motion in a second. This is an action item.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Leal, second by Councilwoman Dave
Trevino
Garza.
did the motion.
Oh, who did?
Motion.
Okay. I've got a motion by Councilman Trevino, second by Councilwoman A. Garza. City Manager?
I'll leave defer to you, Mayor, I think on that, and that's the request for the EMS service agreement.
I have a
Okay,
question.
all right, turning to page,
I think it's 114 there.
I got a question, Mayor, or is anyone here from the county to answer questions?
no, but fire away, I'll try to answer it.
What portion of this, how much is the complete cost of this? Cause I see that there's, 4 entities that are putting 25,000, which is, Dilley, ISD, Pearsall ISD, and,
It's a school, Dilley, PISD, DISD, and ourselves. It's, yeah,
I think, I don't see.
yeah, that's it, okay.
I think on that, to your point, Councilmember, I don't see maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see the PISD's up top.
It's the 4 entities, the 2 schools, the city of Dilley, the city of Pearsall.
But
Okay, and so, rough,
oh,
There's 5.
there's 4, I see
Well,
4 on here.
the-
There's only
twice,
4.
Mayor.
There's
You
only
look
4
at
on
the
here.
agreement,
You have
only
a
twice.
portion of it on
You have on page 115, you have payment of DISD, payment of the city of Pearsall, payment of the city of Dilley, payment of the city of Pearsall.
okay, all right, council.
You see that?
The request is to help subsidize the EMS for the county. The county, this is a little bit dangerous, I'm going from memory, but I think their overall contract is like 600,000.
I think it's more than that.
Anyway, it's a large sum.
600,000 a year, or?
That's a
total?
year, that's a year, and don't quote me on that number, but it's somewhere between 600,000 and $1 million. But I think it's closer to
I think it's
600,000.
around, I wanna say it's around 800,000.
Okay, okay.
Contract.
And so we have EMS units around the county. The county is roughly 20,000 people. The city of Pearsall makes up the majority of that. The county has asked us to help subsidize this program. We've actually had a lot of meetings with the county regarding this particular issue. I think the number originally started at somewhere around 75,000, and we've worked it down to a little bit more manageable number. I know this is a big chunk for the county. Again, you kind of look at this and trying to do the math. I've tried to equate, everybody inside the city of Pearsall pays county taxes. So you look at what does the county do for the city, the citizens that live inside the city? Well, they have a jail first and foremost, and how do you formulate that? And how many city of Pearsall people live in the jail? But nonetheless, we don't have to do that. We don't have to have a jail, we don't have to employ people, we don't have to follow that protocol. They also provide dispatch, and then of course their deputies do some work inside the city. They have some juvenile support, various other things. So putting a dollar figure on that, the money that goes to them, how much of our citizens inside the city limits support county-related issues. So when you look at the lion's share of this, they're carrying the largest portion of that burden. And again, the most utilized of the citizens is because the city is 50% of the overall population, more or less, maybe a little bit less. So their request is of us to help support to some level. And so this is the agreement that is brought up. The agreement term is to be subsequent to the term with our current provider, our EMS provider, Alliance, I believe that's right. And so that's the question, council, and that is what they requested that we support. So,
Question.
go ahead.
Well, it's not a question, it's just, I guess, comment,
Statement.
question, whatever it is. Yes, citizens do pay taxes they pay county taxes, they pay city taxes, people in the county only pay county taxes. My issue with this is they come to us for assistance, but when we go to them for assistance on streets, it's always, what were they trying to charge us the last time?
There's fees associated with street repairs. I think we've had some, to your question,
Was it pretty steep the last time they were trying to,
what the amount was for the.
well, we tried to put a local in there?
We did do a street.
We did do a street together, I believe, it was between,
Not Garcia, but
Moreno.
It was on the west side. I think it was, I don't remember the fee amount, but there was a fee associated with the street.
So, I mean, what I'm trying to get to is that the county might provide some assistance as far as deputies. The jail, they hardly take anyone in, correct, chief?
That's correct. Not inside the city.
For the record,
As far as our calls, the police department answers the calls inside the city.
say that again, Chief.
For the calls that originate inside the city, the police department is dispatched to those calls.
They're asking
Yes,
about the jail.
but the jail.
The
They
jail.
let y'all take people.
We take people to the jail here in the county. What's the specific?
So-
How often do they refuse them?
That I can't put a number on it, or a percent.
But it happens.
But it happens.
Okay,
It
and
does happen occasionally.
we need to know what that number is truly no, because it happened a lot in the days when the jail wasn't functioning as it is now. But it's not, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not happening to the degree that it
No,
did
sir,
happen.
not at all.
I used to work for the county, we never, when Gio was there, Mayor, I worked for the county, we never refused an offender. It was never,
I wish it were that way.
unless it was.
Now, well, and let me state that, but previously, the jail depreciated and wasn't fixed up, and so we had all these problems everybody's aware with, but it has been largely corrected. Probably not completely, but corrected. So, but still, nonetheless, it is a service that they provide, that, trust me, with, I don't know how many, jail administrators there are, it's a service that we don't want.
I would be okay with approving something of this number only if they had agreed to help us fix streets inside the city limits.
Here's how we need to kind of look at that, to that dovetail. This, Bobby, I think you've looked over this as well. This interlocal agreement also in place enables us to work together on other issues. Am I correct in that?
You always do, so to answer your question, yes.
Okay, which, without this though, there really hasn't been a leg for the county to legally go, hey, we can't help you because we don't have a signed interlocal agreement. Is that a correct statement?
Typically, whenever you work on projects together, you do have the interlocal.
Yes.
So whatever the project is.
But specific to that project,
Yes,
specific to that project.
right.
But right now, there's not an interlocal agreement signed.
As it relates to,
Well, this is generic, my understanding.
this is specific to EMS.
Okay, then this is not generic, because I thought this was a generic interlocal agreement that allowed us to work Cause it ends with,
There's a lot of health and safety code.
When you look at the whereas provision there, I think that kind of gives you what the interlocal is. as far as-
This was for EMS.
it's just specific, okay, I think
So,
correct.
We've done others for a number of different types of projects, including road and street construction.
just for the record, Mayor, there is an error in here. And
Yes.
the error is on page 115 and 116. And so that's what, if the council decides to move forward, the correction needs to be made with payment of City of Pearsall $25,000, and then they reference City of Pearsall again on page 116 and 20. So it's just one payment of $25,000 per year, not two payments.
Well, that's in 2015,
it says PISD.
Right.
Even though the title and the details is PISD.
Okay, all right, so this is specific to the EMS, and so, Councilman Leal, your statement again is you'd like to see what specifically from the county?
So what I like to see is for them to actually help us on streets and
So I'm not defending either or. I mean, don't look at me because I work there or the relationship, please, because that's not how it works. What I'm gonna come forward is, so the hospital has come forward as well. They're contributing. It's not in here, okay? The other thing I'm looking at is these ambulances, there's 3 ambulances that were hired by the county, okay? 2 of them go out on Friday nights to the football games. So they're out of service already for any of the citizens across the county, okay? Friday nights, okay? The other thing is, from Mr. Leal's concerns is, okay, do we need to, but this is the opportunity to work together. Mayor has met with Judge many times. But this is the opportunity to build those relationships across the board with every entity, not just the county, and look at the negative end of it. This is the opportunity to reach out and work together once and for all. Because it hasn't happened. There was an agreement already in place previous administrations, and it was never expedited. It just sat there.
What
So
part?
this, of the ambulance service, am I?
no, we've had ambulances agreements before.
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
we've had them before.
And
So
have
it
we-
hasn't been the first time that they come to us with this.
Have we paid, the last time we paid a contribution to EMS was when?
2 years ago, paid $75,000.
And was there an agreement in place?
Yes, sir.
There's
There's an agreement.
So, I mean, I've expressed my concern, okay, let's do it, and I've said it in here, let's do it across the board evenly, right? For every entity, Dilly.
Yeah, but you know as well that there's a lot of work that the city of Pearsall has done.
In the city.
And who in the city, and who's the one crediting themselves for it?
The commission, or
Okay.
whoever, right?
Okay, and I'm against that, because we've asked for help, and I've spoken to commissioners about this stuff, and they don't come forward. They don't.
And I requested, how many meetings have I requested for us to get together with Commissioners Court? And they haven't, right? But this is a service to our citizens, it's not a service to us. It's a service to our
I see it. We're
citizens.
here for the city, we were voted in for the city, just like the commissioners were voted. They go knocking on the citizens' door that they want votes, but when we ask them for help, they don't come across it, they don't.
Well, let's,
And the way I see it is, as citizens, well, actually, we're paying 3 times.
Right.
We're paying 3 times because we pay school taxes, we pay city taxes and county taxes,
And hospital.
and they're all going back to the county to pay for this. So it's 3 times that we're getting taxed on, the people that live in the city, 3 times, and it goes to the county.
But how many other services does the county provide as well? They're the ones that manage the taxes, they're the ones that,
But they make money off of that.
but still, it's distributed.
Because before it used to be the appraisal, now it's Ana and Lisa. So,
I mean,
it's a benefit to them.
even the tax office even now carries the school taxes.
And how much do we pay for them to collect city taxes?
It's, I believe it's, I want to say, either $5,000 or $15,000. There is a fee, but I don't
So
know.
there's a fee, so it's not a service they're providing, because we're paying for it. I mean, it is a service, but it's not like it's a free service. So they're getting paid to collect the
So
taxes.
what if we were to be stuck with the bill of hiring our own? EMS services here
To your
too.
point, it would be expensive. it would be expensive for EMS services, it would be expensive for jail services.
And
To that end, let me just, to that end, part of that is what the council, in my opinion, has to gauge is how much of your city taxes is going to these services, meaning if, and as an example, meaning if the jail is utilized to a minimum, let's just say you're using 5% for the people in this community, right? Where's the other 95% of the use? And then you guys, in essence, to some degree, are subsidizing that use of the jail, right? Now, I'm saying that the EMS service is not that, we all use it. We all use it, everybody in the community uses it, so to the council member's point, yeah, it's a service we need because we all use it. So it is tough to gauge, because there are services that are provided, but it's the equivalent, I'll give you an example of the city providing water, right? We provide the water, we have to pay for that, whatever that is. We don't, we would love to say, hey, county, we can borrow, or whoever, let borrow $1 million to do this, but that's a service that we've said we were gonna do. Again, we can't say we could do it, always do it better, but we do provide the service, but it's not, contingent on our end. We can't go and ask different entities to provide X amount
I
of
just
dollars.
can't see the county saying, we're not gonna provide EMS service to the people that pay taxes to the county just because the city didn't wanna give us $25,000, because again, the citizens pay taxes for county and the citizens vote them in.
And I think Bobby can answer that. I think that if something happened to that extent, the county could just say, we're gonna provide services just to the people outside the city. Is that legally, can that be? I don't know if you wanna answer that question. I'm setting them up.
They can say it, but they won't refuse the services, because the point that a lot of you have made is, city residents are paying county taxes.
So we have to receive county services. That's a given. You pay taxes, you receive the services.
Well, so, council, here's what we said, and it's a good point, do we agree or do we not agree? And, to the councilman's point, we don't want to do this. And I can tell you, the county doesn't wanna do this. They wanna create an entity that does this themselves. It is a headache, just like the jail. We don't wanna handle jail. That needs to be something else, so,
You know what, Mayor, sorry, but this is a good start point for us to actually start working together, because now, have them come to the table and then start talking about all the stuff that we need help with. They want us to help them with this, but you know what, we want help with streets. We want help with other things too. This is a perfect time to say, okay, you wanna do a local inter agreement, and let's do it with the streets, let's do it with infrastructure, let's do it with, the ambulances, let's do it with all of it.
And I
Because
think
how
those
many
talks are,
times-
okay, one at a time, go ahead.
How many times have they actually helped us with infrastructure? It's in their precincts. They're good to go into the paper and say, look what I did in, precinct, what precinct am I? 2? I'm gonna say 2, because I'm number 2. Look what we did in precinct 2, which I don't know if they have or haven't, so no, that's not
Yeah.
quote unquote.
Right.
But, but a lot of times the city's the one that does this stuff, but other people wanna take credit.
And I see that, your point.
and I understand, Mr. Leal, and I think those talks are on the table, Councilman Leal, they are. It's just a matter of, being adults and civil and come and have those conversations together.
I think we can do that, so I'm happy to sit down with the judge and the commissioners and talk more at length about this, and just see what would you like to see and what would be the expectations, from the council to show good faith of working more together. I mean,
I'm just gonna ask maybe to table this, that way you can talk to them and see, iron up everything else, and, or unless the council wants to go whatever direction they wanna go, that's fine.
well, give me, I'm okay with doing that, but give me some ideas, what would you like me to go back and say specifically, like, do roads at no cost, or?
I have a question.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question, since we're talking about giving money, don't we give the school money for the pool? It's the same thing, isn't it?
There is an interlocal agreement with the school, county, and the city that's been here since the 80s, where we support that, so there are those,
What are we getting out of that?
there are those in place. But, so so we do that, but anyway, so council, give me something to talk back to the county with.
Well, I think everything that Mr., Councilman Leal has already mentioned.
And,
Streets,
do we-
infrastructure.
Streets and infrastructure.
Do we know if everybody has, I mean, does Dilly and, you know, the ISD,
Have approved it.
have they approved it yet?
I
I
can't
wanna
answer
say we
that.
have on our, March, it's been a while, Dilly pays, we have approved it.
Say that
Approved to
again.
the interlocal.
It's on-
Yeah, the city of Dilly pays.
Dilly did pay.